Top diplomats of Russia and China met in Moscow amid talks that Russian President Vladimir Putin will travel to Beijing to meet with his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping. Kai Vilan reports.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said that as major countries in the world and also as permanent members of the UN Security Council, China and Russia bear important responsibilities for maintaining global strategic stability and promoting world development and progress. Wang, also a member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee, made a statement in a meeting with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Moscow. The Chinese top diplomat said both China and Russia uphold an independent foreign policy, and their cooperation is not targeted at any third party, nor will it be influenced or manipulated by any third party. In the face of rising unilateralism, hegemonism, and black confrontation, Wang said China and Russia should conform to the trend of the times, shoulder responsibility as major countries, fulfill their due international obligations, strengthen strategic cooperation, and adhere to true multilateralism. He said that both sides need to promote multipolarity in the world and advance the development of global governance equally. Meanwhile, Lavrov shared his view on the situation in Ukraine and highly commented on China's position paper for taking into account the security concerns of all parties, which he said is conducive to addressing the root causes of the conflict. Russia will also continue to be open to negotiations and dialogues. The two sides also exchanged views on other international and regional issues of common concern. The meeting comes following the talks between Wang Yi and U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in Malta regarding U.S. and China, the Asia-Pacific region, and other issues. The sad talks also come as Putin is set to travel to China in October at the invitation of Xi. Reporting for Newsline World, Kai Vilan, SM9 News.
A South Asian leader criticized the nuclear power submarine deal between Australia and Britain and the United States, stating that it was a framework designed to target China. Anicia de Guzman tells us more.
A strategic misstep. This was how Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe described AUKUS, an acronym for the Trilateral Security Pact between Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Speaking on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, the Sri Lankan president claimed that AUKUS is a military alliance move against one country, no other than China. The three-way strategic defense alliance between Australia, the UK, and the US seeks to provide nuclear-powered submarines for the Royal Australian Navy. The deal also involves cooperation on advanced cyber mechanisms, artificial intelligence, quantum technologies, undersea capabilities, electronic warfare, and information sharing. The Sri Lankan leader said that the Sino-US rivalry, which originated from the Western Pacific, has now spread to both the Indian Ocean and the South Pacific. At the same time, the question remains on how the two dominant countries will divide their region of influence in Asia. He added that Sri Lanka wants to refrain from participating in the growing tensions between Washington and Beijing, and that his country would like to maintain good relations with both economic powerhouses. Meanwhile, China has accused the United Kingdom and the United States of attempting to transfer tons of weapons-grade, highly enriched uranium to their military ally, Australia, a non-nuclear weapon state. China previously warned that the AUKUS allies are embarking on a path of error and danger with their nuclear submarines agreement, adding it could trigger an arms race while completely ignoring the concerns of international community. Di siya Nanisa de Guzman, arangan siya kontet mahanakon, SMN News, Pratethay, Sawadika.
The government of Thailand is planning to lure more Indian tourists into the country after granting visa waivers for Chinese travelers. Chatmugon Pisamay-Gozon reports.
Thailand's new Prime Minister Sethar Thavisin hopes to attract more visitors from India, the world's most populated country, just in time for the upcoming high tourism season in Thailand. Sethar announced the initiative as Thai officials plan to issue visa waivers for travelers from China and Kazakhstan starting next week. The visa waiver program will bring a potential profit of 35 billion baht from Chinese tourists alone. Seta looks forward to traveling to India and meeting his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi to discuss increasing flight frequency between the two countries this year. He admitted there aren't enough incoming flights from India yet due to internal politics. So far, Thailand has welcomed 18.5 million foreigners, with as many as 28 million expected by the end of the year.
Reviving Thailand's tourism industry is one of Seta's campaign promises to relieve the country's post-pandemic economic problems. Industry leaders urged the new government to take action after months of political deadlock hindered the country from achieving economic reforms. รายงานจากราชบุรี นายชัดมงคลพิสมัยโกศล SMS News ประเทศไทย สวัสดีครับ
What was once a poor city has now emerged as a popular tourist destination in China, with hundreds of people flocking the area to discover the ancient city of Kashi. Jade Calabroso traveled all the way to this old city, located in the northwest China's Xinjiang region.
The old city of Kashgar, also known as the ancient city of Kashi, is found in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China. A home to 126,000 people, Kashi lies at the heart of the city with a size of 4.25 square kilometers. This is where we witnessed their culture and saw a glimpse of the life of the residents living here. In the past, the city lacked a proper sewage system and struggled with waste collecting and disposing waste from homes, buildings, and other infrastructures. Residents used to struggle when it rains, as it quickly floods the city. The city also had no proper toilet facilities, and water pipelines were connected along the walls. Piles of garbage used to scatter the streets, and many houses were damaged due to past earthquakes. This is because Kashi is located in an earthquake-active belt. But over time, this has become the new city of Kashi. The ancient city emerged as a popular tourist destination in Xinjiang, China, after the central government carried out major renovations from 2008 to 2015. They constructed buildings and houses of local residents using bricks, wood, and plaster. Newly renovated residential homes now have 3 floors. They use the first floor for business-related activities. On the second floor, you'll find their bathrooms. And on the third floor, you'll find their living rooms and dining area. The renovation project, undertaken by the Chinese government, generated jobs for many residents.
好的，当然我们这个古城景区这个打造成5A级景区以前，我们这个古城里面也有这种做生意的地方，但是因为没有游客，主要是我们看是本地人要需要一些日常用品的话，到这里来购买的。但是这个古城创建5A 以后，到这里的游客也多了，然后这边的手工艺人的那些生意也做得越来越好了，所有人的这个经济条件也有了很大的一个提升。
After these renovations which made integrate the residential areas with these tourist attractions, more and more tourists coming to the old cities to experience the cultures, to learn about Kashi, and the lives of the local residents become better and better.
Within the ancient city of Kashi, you can find various handmade products and food made by the residents.
Dito sa loob ng Old City ng Kashi, makikita po ninyo mga ka-partners, dagsa ng mga turista ang lugar. At bukod nga sa mga residential area, ay tampok dito yung kanilang 5 bazaar.
The Flower Pot Bazaar showcases various shapes, sizes, and designs. The Cantonment Bazaar is where you can find different agricultural tools like this traditional but unique tea set with intricate design. There's also a bazaar for wood crafting, which features traditional Chinese musical instruments like the dutar and drum. The 4th bazaar offers herbal tea. Drinking tea is part of Chinese culture, and many Chinese people and experts claim it helps cure various ailments such as toothache, heart issues, blood problems, and stomach problems, among others. The 5th is a bazaar for flower hats, commonly worn by women during festivals, weddings, and other special occasions. Because of its rich culture and many beautiful places, it's no wonder that the ancient city of Kashi has been designated a 5-star tourist destination in China. It showcases the colorful traditions of Xinjiang Uyghur and symbolizes the ancient way of life and the peaceful situation experienced by the city's residents today. Another popular tourist attraction is the Idka Mosque, located just a few kilometers from the ancient city of Kashi. Built in 1442, it is one of the oldest mosques in China with a land area of 1.68 hectares and can accommodate up to 5,000 worshippers. It's open to all tourists, but it closes when it is time for the worshippers to pray. The entrance fee is 20 yuan, or equivalent to over 150 pesos, while senior tourists aged 65 and above can enter for free.
For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Jade Calabroso, SMNA News, Xinjiang, China.